You know that moment when you call a business and the first thing you hear is press one for this or press two for that. And before the call even starts, you already feel a bit tired. And this isn't because you don't like the business. In fact, it's far from that. This is because you already know what's coming next. You're about to guess which option you fit into. And if you guess wrong, few things happen. You either start over or you get transferred, you get put on hold, or even anger part of frustration. If you're new here, I'm Olawale, and on this channel, I talk about how business use AI and automation in practical ways. And this one on how your phone is answered is a bigger deal than most people actually do realize. You see, most phone systems were not built to help people. In fact, they were built to just move calls around. They assume customer think in menu, but customers don't think in menu. We think in sentences. For example, I want to book an appointment, I need a quote, or I'm calling about something that happened yesterday. But instead of letting people say that, the system forces them to play a guessing game. And when people feel confused, they don't complain. In fact, they don't even leave a bad review in most cases. They just leave. And what's interesting is that this usually has nothing to do with bad service at all, because a lot of businesses genuinely care. It's just that the very first interaction is still stuck in the past. Now, compare that with a different experience. Imagine calling a business and the first thing you hear is, "Hi, how can I help you today?" There is no buttons, there is no option to press, just a simple question. And then you respond the same way you would to a real person. Hi, I would like to book an appointment for next week, please. And at that point, something interesting happens, right? You feel relaxed, you stay on the call, you feel heard, and staying on the call is the biggest win, because once the call continues, then something useful happens. And this could be probably an appointment gets booked, or a question gets answered, or a next step gets agreed. And when the call ends early, trust me, nothing happens. And this is usually where people say, okay, but isn't this just a robot? And honestly, that's the wrong question to be asking, because customers don't really care about what or who answers the phone. They care about three things, right? One, did I get through? Was I understood? Three, did something actually move forward? And if those three things happen, trust me, nobody is sitting around wondering what system is running in the background. No one cares. And this also isn't about replacing people. I say this all the time. Most calls don't need a human immediately. They just need some direction. They need someone to understand why they are calling, someone to collect the basic information and either help or pass it along to the right people properly. And when that first part is handled well, trust me, your staff get better conversations and not just constant interruption. And customer don't feel like they're fighting the system just to speak to someone. By the way, this is actually the kind of call flow that we set up for service businesses, not as a menu, but as a simple conversation that handles the first part properly. The biggest mistake businesses make is thinking this is some big technical change. Well, it's not. It's a communication change. People want to speak the way they speak in real life, and systems that allow that to happen quietly outperform the ones that don't. So if your phone still sounds like a list of instructions, trust me, it might be doing more damage than you actually do realize. People don't want to press buttons in this day and age. They want to be understood simply. So if you run a service business or want any business at all, and this makes you rethink how your calls work, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.